Arionne Curry, the woman whose name ignites social media debates. New lines of accusations and defenses, and an uproar that doesn't stop for days. Arionne Curry recently made a post that instantly went viral across the internet. The post used some words that fans immediately assumed was meant for Melody Shari. Melody, who is a dignified and well-known face of the show, has seen many ups and downs in her life, but still stands with her dignity every time. Arionne posted it, reactions started pouring in, a storm of criticism erupted, and as things heated up, the post was deleted. But nothing is ever completely lost on the internet. People took screenshots of it, reaction videos were made, and word of mouth went viral. If we go back a little, this conflict is not a day. Melody Shari and Martell Holt were once a married couple. They both had a strong relationship and have children together. But when it was revealed that Martell was having an affair with another woman, Arionne Curry, the whole story changed. Melody ends the relationship, saves her dignity, and decides to move on with her life. Arionne Curry, on the other hand, faced constant criticism. Sometimes she would say that Martell was the love of her life. Sometimes she would say that she just met the wrong person at the wrong time. These shifting narratives further undermined Arionne's reputation and made him the center of controversy. After the recent post, the debate has been revived that why Arionne does this. Can't they get out of the past yet? In the post, he wrote, "Some women only shine when I'm not in front of them." It may seem like a common phrase, but anyone familiar with the world of love and Marriage Huntsville immediately understood that the joke was on Melody. Some said Arionne should move on with his life now. Some said Melody has moved on, while some also said Arionne has a right to tell his story. But overall, public sympathy seemed to be with Melody. People seemed to admire Melody's strength, her quietness, and her dignity. Now the question arises, where is Martell Holt? What is their reaction in this whole situation? Interestingly, Martell has not made a statement so far, but sometimes silence is also an answer. His silence has raised many questions. Some are saying Martell himself is confused. On one hand, Arionne, with whom his past is connected, and on the other hand, Melody, who defined his life. Some sources also suggest that Melody and Martell still have a professional relationship, as both are under some contracts with the OWN network. This means that although they may have parted ways personally, professionally, they are not yet completely separated from each other. After this action of Arionne, there was a huge uproar on social media. Team Melody started trending on Twitter. Several reaction videos surfaced on YouTube in which YouTubers called Arionne's behavior unnecessary. In Facebook groups, people created polls asking what Arionne should do now. Interestingly, Melody didn't say a word in the whole affair. She neither reacted in any post nor mentioned it in an interview. According to OWN network sources, the production team of Love Marriage Huntsville is watching the controversy closely. Insider reports suggest that if Arionne continues to stir up controversies on social media like this, her chances of joining the show will diminish further. The producers want the show to have a positive vibe, as Melody is portrayed as a successful and respectable woman. In such a case, Arionne's controversial actions may damage the reputation of the show. This is why many fans believe that Arionne should shut up and move on with his life. If we are honest, Melody is standing where she is today because of her hard work, patience, and selflessness. She maintained her identity despite divorce, grief, and criticism. Arionne, on the other hand, still tries to make her presence known through social media posts, but each time the result is a new controversy. Fans are questioning when Arionne will finally understand that silence is sometimes the best answer. When Arionne Curry's post caused a stir on social media, the same questions started to ring everywhere. How long will Arionne keep doing it all? This matter is not new. Every few months, Arionne is in the news in some way, mentioning Melody Shari or Martell Holt. Some people say that she does it just to get attention, while others believe that she is really broken inside and trying to justify herself. But whatever the case, one thing is for sure. Arionne Curry has made his mark on controversy. For Melody Shari, the whole thing seems like an old story. She has said many times that she has moved on from the past, focusing on her life, children, and her business. But Erwin's every new move somehow drags Melody back into the story. This also makes Melody's fans feel bad because they want Melody to live her life in peace. On the other hand, Martell Holt's silence has made the situation even more mysterious. He often says in interviews that he's trying to learn from his mistakes, but fans find it hard to believe. Many fans say that Martell had truly learned from the past. He would never have remained silent on Arionne's actions. Their silence is considered by some to be acquiescence, as if they were indirectly supporting Arionne's behavior. Interestingly, Arionne Curry at one point even claimed that Martell was still in touch with her. The claim came after reports of some business meetings between Melody and Martell were doing the rounds. Fans immediately started saying that Arionne was just saying all this to provoke Melody. Some people even said that Arionne doesn't understand that every statement he makes is contradicting himself. When we look at Arionne's social media activities, it is clear that she does not want to stay out of the headlines. Even for a moment. She often comes on Instagram Live, answers various questions, occasionally stirs up controversy with her statements by mentioning Melody or Martell. She says that she was misunderstood, that the other side of her story was never shown. But the question is, if she really wants to reveal her truth, then why this style? Why does it always start with insults, gestures, or criticism? On the other hand, Melody Shari's life is going in a completely different direction. They have made a mark outside of Marriage Huntsville as well. She is no longer just a reality star, but a businesswoman, singer, and inspiring figure. Melody's fans admire her hard work, patience, and self-confidence. Her story has now become a positive example of how a woman can rise from wounds and build a new life. That's why fans always seem to stand by him. If we talk about Martell, his journey has not been easy either. He has said on several occasions that he is atoning for his mistakes. But unfortunately, their actions often contradict their words. When asked in a recent interview if he would ever consider doing something with Melody again, he smiled and said, "Everything is possible at some point in life." Hearing this sentence, a new discussion broke out among the fans. Some said Martell still hoped to win Melody back, while others said it was just a showpiece statement to keep the media talking about him. Meanwhile, Arionne Curry's activities began to increase rather than decrease. She did a new Instagram Live in which she appeared very angry. She said that people think of his as a villain, but in reality, she is the one who was cheated. She didn't mention Melody directly, but her hints were clear. Some people become heroes by hiding their mistakes, and some people become villains by telling the truth, she said. This phrase immediately went viral. Melody's fans immediately responded that there is a difference between telling the truth and pretending to be the victim. If Arionne really wants to show the truth, she should prove it with her actions, not social media posts. Melody once said in an interview, "Silence is not always weakness. Sometimes it is a sign of dignity." Fans said it was a beautiful but bittersweet message for Arionne. The OWN Network team is now closely monitoring the whole matter. According to insiders, the network wants the show to move forward in a positive and balanced way. They want to continue to portray Melody's character as a positive role model, as she is the main face of the show's ratings. But if Arionne continues to create controversies on social media like this, it might affect the atmosphere of the show. The producers understand that it is good to have drama, but too much conflict destroys the true spirit of the show. It should also be remembered that Melody's life is not limited to this show. She has given a new twist to her story through her music. Her songs have become a metaphor for women's strength, self-confidence, and emotional recovery. Melody turned her pain into art, and that's probably the main reason for her success. If Arionne really wants to present herself to the world in a new way, she too must learn to turn her grief into strength. But at present, it seems that they still cannot come out of the shadows of the past. Martell Hall is reportedly still trying to strike a delicate balance between the two women. He stays in touch with Melody for the sake of the children and claims a vague friendship with Arionne. This unclear relationship is the biggest problem. Fans say Martell must now